our team, our community. This is Condors Town, and this is another Energy Condors connection. Now, here's Eric Fox and Ryan Holt.
It's going to be town. It's Erik Fox here from Energy 95.3, from one B of Bakersfield to another B of British Columbia, Canada. He's telling me he's on a team bench, but I know he's in the penalty box because that's exactly where he belongs. That's Ryan Holt from your Bakersfield Condors. How you doing, buddy?
I'm great, man. We're excited for a big game tonight and getting ready for what should be a fun week.
It's going to be a fun week, and obviously we might have some technical stuff as we go along. Just please bear with us as we are trying this stuff on the fly. Ryan is actually holding the phone.
It's an international show tonight. It's international here. We got to cross the airwaves.
But we checked our passports. I think we're still safe. We're calling this, of course, the playoff preview because we are in the final bit of the regular season, and we actually had a regular season this year, and finally heading into playoffs this year. So let's go and do as we always do. We first talk about the parent organization, who they've clinched the Edmonton Oilers. We're probably looking at LA in the first round. How's the team preparing for that kind of battle?
Yeah, they take on Pittsburgh tonight. So if they win tonight, they clinch home ice advantage in the first round. Probably, as you mentioned, playing LA in the first round, and that's teacher versus student. That's the backstory that Jay Woodcroft won't want to talk about, but it is pretty cool. He obviously spent a number of years with Todd McClellan in Detroit and in San Jose and in Edmonton, and they're really good friends, and that would be a terrific first round series. I think one that the Oilers would have the advantage in, but it'd be a tough first round series, certainly with LA and Edmonton.
Well, we're also talking about two teams that kind of stumbled out of the gates a little bit, but have definitely righted the ships on both ends. And you're seeing a lot of fresh faces along with some veteran leadership out there. What kind of matchup should we expect if LA is the team they're taking on?
Yeah, I think LA is a team that, maybe for them, they wouldn't use the word overachieve, but I would use it. They're a team that came out of that pack of teams that, probably had to take the next step, in their, what they quote unquote rebuild. They took advantage of Vegas not doing what they needed to do, and they're good offensively. They have a good decor. They're going to miss Doughty, certainly. The goaltending has been just okay. So I think the Oilers have advantages in that series, should it come to fruition.
So, of course, we talk about that. They're not the only team that we're heading into playoff time because obviously the Condors have clinched for, it seems, about 3 years now. But they're clinched as we head into playoffs for an actual Calder Cup run this year. What are we seeing? Because tonight's game, obviously you are in Abbotsford's arena right now, probably trying to avoid pucks flying your way while we do this broadcast. What are we seeing tonight? Because tonight is a big game when you guys are taking on a team that's just been a powerhouse lately.
Yeah, it's huge. These are two teams that are tied in the standings. Abbotsford has one more game than the Condors this week, which is an advantage for them, but an opportunity tonight for the Condors to really solidify things. The team needs at least, the easiest way to describe it is the team needs 3 points to clinch home ice for sure. Out of 2 games, that means don't lose in regulation either of the 2 games. There are other scenarios where the team could get home ice as well too, but that's the easiest one. Just take care of business, win 2 games, and you're getting home ice, and you're probably getting Henderson at home, in a 3-6 matchup. A regulation loss tonight would go a long way for Abbotsford clinching home ice, but the Condors would still have an opportunity going into this weekend. So it's going to be a tough challenge tonight. Abbotsford's playing as well as anybody in the league, but the Condors are playing just as good. So these are 2 of the top 6 teams right now in the entire league, not just in the Pacific. 5 of the top 7 teams in the league right now are from the Pacific. So when you're talking teams that are going up against each other here this week, these are teams that in any other division might be winning the division, let alone battling for home ice. So that's how tight it's been in the Pacific, and that's how good it's been in the Pacific this season.
And, of course, we do have our final home game of the season coming up on Friday as you guys are taking on Stockton. So you got to cross the
Saturday. Don't rush me on the home one.
You got to have a little more time to get some poutine up there.
Yeah.
So let's talk about Saturday, a Stockton's game, because Stockton, obviously, another team that's been just a powerhouse this season. What are you seeing for that matchup coming up this weekend?
Well, the Condors just came off a big 4-0 shutout of Stockton. Saturday's game, I should mention, too, is a special 6 o'clock puck drop. It was one of the rescheduled games, so it's a 6 o'clock puck drop on Saturday. So that's going to be a pretty fun matchup. The Condors actually would have the same amount of wins if they win tonight or Saturday as Stockton, which is crazy to think about because Stockton's been so good this season. They've been so dominant this season. Yet the Condors would have the same amount of wins as Stockton, and Stockton's going to go on and probably win the entire conference in terms of regular season. You know, the President's Trophy, which we call the Kilpatrick Trophy here in the American Hockey League. So just crazy to think about, but that's how tight it is out in the Pacific. And Stockton's been a good team all season long. They're going to get loaded up for the postseason. They'll get their number one goaltender back in Dustin Wolf, and we'll see what happens on Saturday.
Now, there's a lot of potential matchups that could happen and depend what happened with the next two games and also with the other teams and what they do. Who you think would be like the best matchup for the Condors as we head into the playoffs?
So if you're going strictly from statistics, the 3-6 matchup against Henderson statistically would be I can't use air quotes right now because I'm holding the phone, but air quotes Henderson. But Henderson has points in 8 straight games. So that just shows you how deep the Pacific is, and I know Henderson's played San Jose a bunch lately in San Diego, but still, like, that's incredible when you think about it, that your easiest best of 3 is a team that's going to go into the postseason on a 9-game point streak. That's crazy, and it's been a crazy Pacific Division, as I mentioned. 5-6 teams. I think you can make a case that could win the Pacific Division, and I think that's great for the league. It's great for the postseason. I'm not sure it's great for the coaches. They got to come up with game plans to try and beat these teams, but it makes it fun for everyone involved. When you have 2 good teams, you don't want to going against bad teams and luck your way in. It's
right.
It's a fun environment right now for all involved, and next week's going to be fun, and tonight's game is going to go a long way to figuring out where we're going to play those games.
It's going to be also interesting to see because like you've been mentioning, they've been playing some like maybe teams that I hate to say it, like maybe were easier to play, but you guys have played the gauntlet. You've had Stockton, you have Abbotsford, you had Stockton again, where it's really running the gauntlet. It almost feels like a mini playoff event going on with these last few games, right?
Yeah, for sure. When you play teams, and that's why I like the divisional format that the AHL came out with a couple of years ago. Is if you're going to play the majority of your season in the division, then why wouldn't you want to play the division to get out of the postseason? And you're going to have years where 4 teams are unreal in your division, and it's going to be difficult to get out of. And you're going to have other years where you can win a division, and get out with playing 2 teams that are subpar in the entire scope of the league. But, when you play teams so often, when you play teams, and realize their tendencies, it really makes the postseason, I think, that much more enjoyable, whether you're on the winning or losing end.
Well, of course, we can amp things up at home on Saturday, not Friday, Saturday, as Stockton is there. It's definitely going to be such a active environment as everyone is all pumped for playoffs. How do people get tickets and get set up for that game?
Yeah, so first off, we had 6,200 at the game on Saturday for our fan appreciation, which, we've been saying all along that, we just needed the mandates and the restrictions to kind of end. And, Condors Town will get back to what Condors Town was in 2019, and it's come back full force. So it's a full credit to the fans and can't thank them enough, and wanted to do something big for this makeup game on Saturday. We're not just, dropping a puck and saying, come on out. We've got Leilani Shu, who's the featured Jawa in Mandalorian and Boba Fett. You would know more than me. I'm not the biggest Star Wars guy, but Leilani's really pumped about coming out. So she'll be on hand for pictures and autographs, and that'll be a lot of fun. So doing it big on Saturday. Tickets available at BakersfieldCondors.com, and they start at just $12.
It's going to be a blast. I've met Leilani a few times, and she's always just such a fun, vibrant person. So that's going to be a blast to meet her, of course.
And how cool to have like a featured Star Wars character be from Bakersfield.
You got a Jawa,
that's pretty cool. Yeah,
and a Jawa in life. Boom, right there that you're going to hang out. So that's going to be a blast. Of course, tickets for the game and also for playoff tickets. How do people hook up with that?
Yeah, BakersfieldCondors.com. We've got the playoff pass on sale. So as you know, playoff tickets increase in price as we go on. So the way to do the most with the least amount of money is by getting a playoff pass that locks it in for $16 a ticket for the entire postseason. So Ticket prices are going to increase. They're not going to increase by much, but they're obviously going to increase as the games go on. So lock it in for $16, and you'll pay the same amount in the first round that you do, for any Calder Cup playoff game.
It's going to be a blast. And of course, tonight you can check out the action with Ryan on the call on AHL.TV as well, right?
Yeah, AHL TV. Also, it's a live watch party at McGarry's Irish Pub tonight, Broomhall and Callaway. You got to be 21 or older to get in, but going to be a lot of fun to be on the big TVs, and looking forward to hopefully a big win here in Abbotsford tonight. It's as big of a regular season game as it gets.
I absolutely agree with you. And of course, next time you and I are talking, Ryan, we'll be in playoffs.
Could be a game day too. Could be a game day too. Could be a Tuesday game one getting set, and would happy to do it.
Well, let's hope to do it from the actual Mechanics Bank Arena.
That'd be nice.
Hopefully, they'll be nice. Ryan Holt from the Bakersfield Condors, thank you so much for the time, my friend. As he's claiming he's on the team bench, can you actually show some of the arena that this is the actual team bench? We saw Adam Cracknell right before we went to the live broadcast.
Yeah, the guys are getting breakfast right now. Let me see what's going on back here. Let me see what's going on. Let's see if we take you live.
We're doing a walking tour. I love this.
Yeah, let me see what's going on. What do we got? The team's all ready. We got some of the behind the scenes. Wave high. Yeah, they're there.
Now we are live with the Bakersfield Condors live from Abbotsford in British Columbia, Canada. And have you gotten your breakfast yet?
No, I haven't gotten breakfast yet, and I'm a little angry.
See, I'm keeping you from getting your belly filled. So, Ryan, I will let you do that. And next time, obviously, we will be talking playoffs because we'll be in the playoffs with another Energy Condors connection. Always appreciate the time, my friend.
Appreciate you. Take care, man.
All right, we'll catch you next time right here with Energy 95.